you need to turn the lights on. So you need that $15,000 to invest in yourself almost, so.
Yeah. You're kind of touching on something there. So how do you feel about business plans? A lot of people, I see a lot of people who's like, oh, I don't need to have that, or, the financial plans to put into place before you really get into business.
Yeah.
So many people,
I think
it's like they're trying to jump off in the deep end of the pool and they don't even have a life vest on yet.
Yeah, I think it depends. I mean, I know that that's what you help people with. And so I think that, it is, I know that for me, a business plan will help guide my actions and my business in terms of projecting out what I plan to do with the business. But I'm not sure that it's needed for someone who doesn't want to scale larger than than what they are doing right now. Like for me, I am a strategist. I help other people, and I'm my own person, but I don't choose to have a social media agency with employees under me. That's not something that I want to be part of my legacy, because I like helping a lot of people. And right now, I'm working on my own, separate business idea that does require a business plan. It will require funding and stuff like that. So I understand, depending on which channel you're in and what type of, what do you foresee your future as, I think it's definitely important, and it helps guide you to where you're going, especially if you come across an investor or someone that's really interested in investing in you and your business idea. I think it's super important to have that. At least, within the first couple of months before you become officially official, like with the government or something, sure. I think it's super important. It keeps your eye on the prize, so to say. Sure. You're not just like figuring stuff out like on the way, so.
Yeah, I kind of like to look at it as having a roadmap. You have that atlas that you can look at, because nobody goes on vacation, across the country. Nobody goes from like Texas to Yellowstone without having a roadmap, because you don't want to take the wrong turn and end up in Canada. You want to take the right route, and so
right.
It does have that value.
Yeah.
And now, since you do have several different business things that you're doing, and you have your new projects that you're working on, and your existing business, what would be maybe a couple things that, as a business owner, kind of keep you up at night? Do you have a few of those things?
Wow. Yeah. Right now I have a pretty good grasp on my time management and energy management. So when I go to bed, I don't have a lot of, that's like my time to sleep and my time to relax and not, have any, things keeping me up at night. But, I know when I was very not good with my time management, or like I didn't understand how, why I was wanting to stay up late and get a bunch of work done, is because I didn't have systems in place for possible leads, for people that might want to be on my podcast. And I think, setting up those systems in terms of, oh, you want to book an appointment with me? Okay, go here. Or you're interested in talking to me about social media? Okay, fill out this form and then book a meeting with me. And these are systems in place that help me manage my time better, so that when I go to bed at night, I know what's going to happen the next day. I know that I'm going to jump on a podcast with you, and then I have another call later today. I'm going to talk about, a curriculum that a client is building. So there's different things that are going on throughout my day, but I know when I go to sleep, I'm good, because I've had my systems in place, and I'm planned out my day for the next, if someone wants to book a meeting with me right now, it's like a 2-3 week time period, because I just mentally, it's easier for me to handle things when they're timed out, and sure, kind of like spaced out, so to say, So.
Now, we earlier were kind of talking about the personal values and belief systems. How do yours play a role within your business, and how would you advise somebody starting out to incorporate that into their business?
Personal values. Yeah, I think that I've always been very altruistic, and that is, I think, really coming to light in my business and what I'm working on. And I think that I notice it based on the type of people and type of clients that I come across, and I feel like they're attracted to me because that's what I'm putting out. So I'm putting out that I'm volunteering for like a dog rescue, or that I've, worked with Bunker Labs that's military focused, or, if I go to some event and post about it, it's a patriotic event or something. And this is something that is super important to me as a person. And then I attract those same people back to me. So before I was living like, when I first started working for myself, I was more in a scarcity mindset. Like I just needed to make the next buck so that I could pay this and that. And while that's something that I needed at the time because I was, without a job and looking for things, it's now when I'm putting out all these things that I believe in and the personal values that I represent and express throughout my social media, those are attracting the right people to me. So I don't really have a lot of negativity around me. I don't have a lot of people that are, kind of draining my energy. Mm-hmm. And I notice if that does get to that point, then I know when to cut it off, because it's like, this is not serving a purpose in my personal life or my business life. So bye, I don't need the extra time or attention towards something that doesn't fulfill me, so.
Sure. Yeah. And that's good advice for people starting out is, just to be aware of, really what is their personality, what is their belief system or their value system, because it should be part of your business. I mean, you can't cut yourself down the middle and be in two places at once. Your business has to be, part of you and you of it. And so I always tell people, when I'm asked, what should I do about, my value system? I said, put it right in the middle of your business and don't be, don't be apologetic about it. Right. You'll attract the right people. And if people don't agree with what your value system is, they shouldn't be doing business with you.
Yeah.
Because it's just not going to work. It's not going to work.
It'll never, it won't align with you. You'll just start off on a bad foot and you'll have resentment. They might be paying you, but you just have a weird feeling. There was a book that I read recently in the last 6 months. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. And the title is misleading because it sounds like you should just go through life and not give a crap about anything. But it really just kind of tells you, focus on the things that you can control, and, don't give a crap about something that in business won't affect your business in the long term, but give a crap about something that's gonna help you in the long term in terms of personal life or business life. So I highly recommend that book. I mean, it really did help me see things. When something was bothering me, I'd be like, okay, do I need to worry about this for the long term? I mean, it was really eye-opening for me. I think a lot of people have read it, but if you haven't, definitely check it out.
Yeah, good recommendation there. And just a little, my 2 cents in there is when you're mentioning, asking yourself, do I really need to be? If we ever ask ourselves that question, we already know the answer. So, it's just kind of,
that's so true. That's so true.
That's my two cents worth of living many years is, if you have to ask yourself, should I be doing this or is this good for me? You already know the answer. So
yeah, the answer.
You can save yourself a lot of pain by just filling in the blanks on that one.
Right.
When you started your businesses, though, you obviously had hurdles that you had to overcome, and different things, transitioning into the business space. How did you overcome that?
I would say that I always tried to learn something from something that I thought I didn't do well at. If there was a bad, like we talked about, values and aligning attracting people that you want to work with. I think that in the beginning it was very scarcity mindset, and I was kind of just attracting whatever whoever would pay me, but it in the end it didn't really align with my end goal. And I was just doing work just to do work and get paid, but it didn't fulfill me. It was kind of something
Sure.
like, oh, I'm here to do this work, but it doesn't work for me. And I think that, you know, losing last year in August, I kind of I was like my lowest point in terms of business. And uh, my problem was I put all my eggs into one basket, thinking that particular opportunity was going to grow into something larger than it was. And it didn't. And I got about a week notice of it being from something that was going to be long term and ongoing to it's not going to exist anymore. And that's unfortunately that it's a good friendship I have, so I wasn't upset about that, what happened, but it was really eye-opening in terms of my business because I was not focusing on any other thing except for that. And took a while to get out of the funk, but it's helped me learn and know like where my direction and focus needs to be, and make sure that I don't have all my eggs in one basket. At least not right now. Maybe in the future when it's my own thing that I'm working on or something, but it definitely, I failed forward in that sense, because it felt like I was going backwards in terms of my business, and I was ready to just go back to 9 to 5. But I learned a lot from that whole scenario, so.
Important lessons, but hard ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think you learn a lot of lessons in business, so most of them are good life
Sure.
lessons too.
And like the saying goes, the lessons and the success actually comes from failure, because if you did everything perfect every time, then you wouldn't learn anything. But it's the things that we struggle
Right.
with and that we stumble on. Those are actually what give us the most knowledge and the most learning and the most growth.
Right. Exactly.
So did you have a particular like a quote unquote aha moment that told you to go into the business that you're in?
Yeah, I was actually taking a digital marketing professional development course. Courses. It was a program. It was 8 courses, and they covered my background. As I mentioned before, was in digital marketing, and I kind of covered all the different topics. All the different topics of digital marketing through working with agencies and on different types of projects. And so I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to take this program and gain some more knowledge, because I had not been getting new information previous to that, because I was in an agency working on one type of product. And when I was in all those courses, some of them were like Google Analytics and SEO, and I'm understanding the content, but I didn't like it. I didn't like the course. I got A's in all the courses, but it was something about the social media course that really was my aha moment. Like, I was running a business that was basically just my name, and it was called Marisa Cali Creative, and that was how I was marketing myself. But creative could be anything, right? It could be design, it could be, photography, it could be anything. And I don't think it was until that moment, which was in 2015, that I realized, okay, I need to focus on social media, because that's exactly what I want to do. And that class was so fun. And I realized that this is where I need to go in terms of the channel, in terms of digital marketing. And that's when I maybe a couple months after that is when I rebranded and was like, okay, I'm going to be all the social. And I've been working on that for